We are Two Baddies, One Mic, and welcome to episode
12.
12.
We
are gaining pace, eh? Well, my name is okay. Seriously, my
Motor skills, they're so 10. 12. Yes.
My name is Kathawi,
And my name is Turife.
and we are happy to be here. Excited to be here, actually, and I feel like this is one of those kind of weird conversations, which it's gonna be really simple. We'll be pointing out scenarios, and then we're like, so this happened. Do you think it is cute? Do you think it is creepy? Or do you think it is outright stalker? And this is all inspired by all the stalker docu-series that have been coming out the past couple of weeks, actually. Because there's Baby Reindeer, and there's that other weird one, the one from the UK, still on Netflix, where this one guy, they went to school together, and then it's a weird one. Basically, he would spam messages and get a hold of all your contacts, and then start sending the weird stuff. Like, your man is looking at me funny. Like, the guy would send messages to your male contacts and tell them, hey, come over, I want you, stuff like that. So, like, men would start popping up at your house, and it would be relatives, it would be uncles, it would be... Like, that one was, like, hella intense. So then the question became, is it cute or is it creepy?
But I feel like before we actually talk about stalking,
we
have to acknowledge that there's a bias when you think about stalking.
True.
When a man is stalking a woman, you associate it with that's dangerous, that's scary, that is... It's very intrusive, like mine in my space, and it feels like assault, to be honest. But when a woman is now stalking the man, it feels, it's cute, she's just obsessed with you. It's fun, she's disarming, she's very needy, she's,
clingy.
It's cleanliness, and some people even feel flattered by the attention that they receive from stalking. And I feel like this is why Baby Reindeer had a lot of attention and sparked a lot of conversation, because now we're looking at a man who went from being flattered to now feeling victimized by this person. And you're just like, but this is what a woman would feel. So you as a man feeling this is a bit foreign, but you also have to acknowledge that it does happen. Babes, you're not cute showing up at this man's house at 3 a.m. because you missed him. And especially if you're not talking to them, that's just not cute. However, in the name of love, in the name of simping, we have done a few things, What do you feel like in your experience you've done? In your mind,
at that moment,
you felt it was cute, but it came off as stalk. When you think about it, you just cringe and you're like, that was such stalkerish behavior.
I think there are multiple things that I have done that are outrightly just like, baby, you need to calm down. And I feel like for me, it's like it was a need for, it was like an impulse control issue. So I'm a very spontaneous person. Like, I think really quickly on my feet, and most of the things that I do often are because of spontaneity. However, sometimes it's just, I want what I want, and I want it now. And I've done like two things off the top of my head, which were like, when I look back, I'm just like, okay, that was
suspicious.
That was excessive. So this guy was kind of going out with kind of sorta, and we were supposed to be linking up like in the afternoon. So he's like, let's just catch a meal later on in the afternoon. I'll call you. And then he didn't call me. So now I got annoyed because this was the habit he had, where he'd be like, let's do it in the afternoon, and then he just like not say anything. He would not follow through, and then he would follow apologetically. But even still, forget the context. I called this person on, like, I was like, it calls, it rings. He doesn't pick up. I call again. Ring. Doesn't pick up. I call again. Ring. Doesn't pick up. I call again. Ring. I called like 7 or 8, maybe more times, to a point where by the time I was now putting myself in a situation to call one more time, he sent me a message and he's like, hey, sorry, I'm in the middle of a meeting. Let me call you back in a few minutes. Like, once I'm done, I'll call you back. But I was like feeling justified in that space. And I was just like, call continuously. Imagine your phone ringing like
Where's the fire?
You know? So it was like, yeah, is everything okay? Like, yeah, everything's fine. It's actually, no, he didn't text me. He called. He's like, hey, is everything okay? I'm like, yeah, I just wanted to know what time we're linking up and where. He's like, oh, okay. I'm kind of in the middle of a meeting. Let me call you back once I'm done with this, and then we can figure it out. Okay. There's nothing wrong. I'm like, yeah, nothing's wrong. And it was at that moment that I realized that was excessive. That was a bit. That was a bit.
Hotline bling.
I know, right? The second one was that one for pulling up at someone's house. So I'd broken up with this guy. It had been a few weeks, and he had not. It's one of those people who, when you break up with someone, you just block them on everything. So I was pretty much blocked on everything. However, I was passing through their house, going to a movie house. And I was with my friend, and I'm like, hey, by the way, so-and-so lives over here. Let's just go and show up at his house and ask him, like, what the hell? Because the way the breakup had happened, it was like, what the hell? So I was just like, yeah.
They blocked you and you showed up to their doorstep.
I'm like, yeah, let's do it. She's like, wait, are you sure? Because that's it's kind of out there. I'm like, yes, I'm sure. We're here, we're stopping, we're going in, we're finding out who I won. She's like, okay, I really feel that this is such a bad idea. Maybe don't do it, but I'm babe, let's do it. Let's do it. So she's like, I don't think this is the best idea. I'm like, okay, let's go. And we stopped and we got into the house and we rang the doorbell. And I rang the second time, then I rang the third time. No one popped up at the door. And then in that moment, I was like, shit, what are we doing here? Yeah, shit, what are we doing here?
Do you know how much of a nuisance
to call
you have to be for a man to block you? Because men don't block babes.
It wasn't really nuisance. It was just, they were just like
men generally do not block babes. So you had to have been very problematic is all I'm saying.
No, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'll take my L.
Yeah.
That was excessive. 100% for sure. That was excessive. So yeah, those are the two instances of my. Yeah, that's not cute. That's just me. You're being really creepy, almost a stalker.
And sometimes it comes off as the need for communication. I need to be in constant communication with you, especially if I know you, we have some sort of relationship. Even if it's bloodlines, you have not defined that relationship, but you guys like each other. You've kissed once or twice. So there's just that need in me to be in constant communication with you. Yeah. And I remember this, sometimes it can feel flattering, this babe really likes you.
Yeah, she's really wishing me good.
She's calling me all the time.
She's calling again.
But I remember when it happened to me, where...
We're just going to sketch over the fact that you're doing it? What was your creepy, stalky one?
Babes, I have shame.
You see what she did there?
I have shame, babe.
You see what she did there? She trapped me into you and insisted it, and then she just went like, yeah, so when I was the victim, hell no.
No,
give us a
we'll get to mine. We'll get to mine.
Let's remember.
It's all fun and games until it happens to you now. So now, this person, we hadn't defined the relationship, but I felt like he was more invested in the relationship. So this person calls me and he says, where are you? I'm like, me and my friends are about to go to the club. And he's like, okay, cool. And I'm like, okay, cool. Situmamaliza hapo. Sorry, but I'm going out. What more do you want? At 9 p.m. We arrive at 8:30. At 9 p.m. he texts me, what time are you going home? I'm like, when the party's over, what do you mean? Maybe at a VIP section. I've ordered my drink. I am waiting.
Wait,
tight dress.
What more?
Dorime. Nangoja dorime amekuje na, that toy car. Nikuje to perambulate. So here, and then you text me, what time am I going home? So I was just like, that's a weird behavior. And then he starts calling. And then I'm just like, you know where I am? Why are you calling me? We already communicated. So I'm like, hey, what's wrong? And you don't have to be that babe who's constantly talking to her boyfriend in the middle of doing that. I'm like, Nini. He's like, please get out of the club and talk to me if you respect me. Hey. So very quickly, I hung up that call. Tell me why this man called me 100 times. And even my phone became hot. Inaingia, inakatika. Inaingia, inakatika. Anakaka kidogo, anatuma bunge la paragraph. And I'm just like, what's this? I felt so attacked and like my space was being... I felt suffocated, to be honest. So now, I look at that and I'm thinking, but I have been the obsessive person.
Hotline blinging somebody.
Hotline blinging somebody. And it really does feel justified.
In that moment.
It feels justified.
In that moment?
Because you're my boo, you're my babe. Why are you not picking up my calls?
In the time, not that I'm being crazy.
Let me tell you, I once called somebody until his phone went off. And so in my mind, I was like,
you have switched off your phone.
You have switched off your phone because you're a wicked man. We were thinking about that and I'm like, that was creepy. That was stalkery behavior. You know, if I call you and you don't pick, maybe I'll shoot you a text if it's something urgent.
Yeah.
But if I call you, you don't pick, I leave it at that.
Yeah.
And I know because you're a reasonable adult, if you want to talk to me,
you will call me
you're going to call me back. And if you don't call me back, I'm going to take my L and keep you moving. Keep you moving. And have I had recent stalking endeavors? Yes. Yes, I have. I'm not perfect. I'm a human being. Yes. Yeah, but that was a big L.
Are you gonna tell?
That was a big L. And say, that was a big L. Somebody tells me we're going to meet for lunch or we're going to meet this and this time. I'm like, okay, cool. I get ready. You know, same case. I get ready.
Makeup is so ngojera.
Time comes.
My baby.
My baby boo is not here. I'm like, wow. So I call him. My baby boo say, I'm on the way. I'm on the way. Wait for me. Me, I wait. But I'm impatient, babe. I call again. He's like, I'm still on my way, baby boo. Still waiting. Let me tell you. I look back at the number of times I called this person. And I'm just like, ground off.
Yeah.
And it hits you later, like, that was such disgusting behavior. What the hell was that?
Because like you're not taking the no. Like this person is but this is the thing we still see. You're a big boy, you're a big girl. Nobody will be. Truly, I said this many times. Nobody will beat you. I'm going to know jackets. Just say, I'm not interested. You're doing too much. Simple. And I know it sounds like we're trying to also play it off like, yeah, we did the right thing. But like ultimately, me, I believe, if I'm not taking your cues, just make the words as clear as possible. Hey, I don't like you. I'm not interested. Leave it. Leave me alone. Just that simple. Yeah, so the showing up at the door later on had the same effect where like you think about those scenarios and the things that you did and I would immediately get nauseous. Like I would think of this person and feel like puking. That's how bad it was and how insane it was. Now I have a lot of control. But like,
and you know, sometimes when you're really obsessed with somebody, it's true, you do justify your actions and you do feel really right. For example, when Martha would show up to this house, like outside his house, in her mind, this is me showing you love. And in her mind, all of this is justified and the universe is just showing her signs. Have you ever been so obsessed with somebody, even when you don't think about them, you dream about them?
You're always on.
I dream about you. Is that not a sign? Or when I get close to where you live, traffic jam is bumper to bumper. You know? The sign. The universe is just saying, India to happen. India. This is, I'm showing you, the Lord is showing you, and go to this man's house. It ain't you. It ain't you.
It's really, really not. Another one that I saw over there that actually now when I thought about it was like, was that cute? Was that creepy? Or was that straight up stalk? Okay, so you know the scenario where, and we've heard this story many times, where a girl will be at work, or even a guy, you will be at work, male or female, and either step out of something, and then someone who's interested in you, a secret admirer, shows up at your workplace and is like, hey, do you know such and such? Do you know Turife? And you're like, yeah, I know Turife. It's like, yeah, so I'm like really keen on trying to get to know her. And you just like give me her number so I can hit her up on my own time and such. And then the other girl will be like, oh my God, how cute is that? How cute is that?
It's not.
And they will give your number up to this person. And now you're getting a call from a random stranger. You're like, hey, who's this? It's like, yeah, you know, where did you get my number? It's like, yeah, you know, your friend gave it to me. Or they start to do that weird roundabout thing where it's like, you guess who I am. Guess where I got your number.
A secret
I'm like,
admirer.
bitch, you're calling me. Can you identify yourself? Oh, get out of here. Thank God for Truecaller. Thank God for Truecaller. So that question for me becomes a question of, is it cute? Is it creepy? Or is it like straight up stalker? But then there's another tangent that's thrown in there that I'm just like, okay. Because if this is like a good looking person, like a really, really genuinely good looking person, and they do it, it comes off as, oh, the chivalry, he came looking for me. If it's someone that you would outrightly be interested in, you're like, yeah. But he just like got my number, you know, he's like got my number. Like that's how much of a commitment this is for him. Like he just wants my number so hard. He showed up at my work and asked for it. But ultimately, it begs the question, is it cute? Is it creepy? Or is it like straight up stalker?
I feel like that is such cowardly behavior, and more so if it's a really attractive person. It feels like they did not want to risk rejection. So instead of approaching you, they go through a third party. So even if the other person says, no, me, I can't give you that number, you go get it yourself. It's not a rejection. It's they're just a hater or something. They don't want me to flourish. But you know, that risk of, if I come to you and I say, hi, can I have your number? And because, you know, I know I'm a good looking person and I just can't face the possibility of rejection. There's that.
So are we chalking it up to?
It's not cute. It is not cute to ask a third party for someone
else's contact information. Yeah, it's creepy, honestly.
True.
And you know the worst part is, especially if you'd asked them specifically for their number and they said no, then now that's just stalker behavior. Because like, you've come to me, I've said no, but then you're not going through roundabout ways to get my contact information. That's just stalker.
And let me just give you another example. Obtaining someone's contact when they are inebriated. I'll give you an example. Honey and I go out and we bump into this babe. And she's well known, she's a celebrity. And I had this show and I was keen on bringing her on the show. And actually, we saw her, but because we were outside, we were like, let's not intrude on her space. Let us keep to ourselves. But she came to our table, she introduced us, she was like, oh, you babe, look so cute. And I saw that as my in. I'm like, actually, I just didn't want to bother you, but I'd really love to bring you on my show, blah, 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 blah. Can I have your contact number? And then she gave me her contact number. And after that, I realized that she was wasted. She was absolutely wasted. She had absolutely
no idea what she was doing.
And let me tell you, this baby is a powerhouse.
She is.
You know, she's not even thinking like Africa. She's thinking like world,
international.
You know. So later on, I want to bring her on the show, but also the circumstances
of the meeting,
of which I got her phone number from. I just felt like if I hit her up, she would feel some type of way. And I would also feel like I took advantage of her. And that is why to this date, I still have a phone number. Because even 2 weeks later, we bumped into her again. And she had
no idea who we were.
So now imagine if I had called her and said, hey, we met at this and this and this, and you gave me my phone number. She would feel very weird.
Invaded. Like,
she would feel like, why did I do that? She's so being such a
regret.
Yes. I have not brought myself to use her number or to call her. And it's her personal line. Because it's even linked to like her TikTok. So I usually get like suggested, like, you may know
such and such.
And I'm just like, actually, for the love of God, I cannot call her and hit her up because how did I get her number? But also there's a part of me that's like, if it was a man who was ambitious with their career. Because it's a very good career move.
Yes.
If it was a man, he would have done it.
Yeah.
But also, I'm a woman and I know
You know
better.
exactly.
I know exactly
how
how
she
she will feel.
Yeah.
She'll be like, this babe, why would
It's like a
it come off as very
moment.
creepy?
Yeah. I completely agree with that, and that goes again over the blanket of getting someone's contact information, trying to take someone home with you because they're inebriated. You know, when you're drunk, you're just drunk, and we've seen these scenarios play out so much. Because like there was that, where did you get? I can't remember. Same club. And as we were coming out of the club, there was this one girl. She was shit-faced, like proper out of it. And there were these bunch of guys who had this big car. And I think somehow I'd seen, like, as I was coming out, it's like I was coming to make a phone call, and they were talking to her, and then she got into the car. And I'm just like, oh, no, something didn't sit right with me. So I'm like, wait, just give me a second. So I told them, please hold for a second. And then I went to the girl. She was already in the back seat. So she's like, I'm like, hi, how are you? She's like, yeah, I'm good. And it's like, nice party. I'm like, okay, do you know these guys? And she's like, no, but they said that they have a party at their house. So I'm just like going to the party at their house. I'm like, so you have no idea who these people are? No. Do you know?
And she was already in the back
She
seat
was
of
in
her
the
car.
backseat. Like, do you know where they live? Do you know where they're going? Do you know where they're taking you? It's like, no, they said it was a party. And like, where were you going? On the way out of the club, where were you going? So like, yeah, my Uber was calling. And like, so your Uber is outside waiting for you. It's like, yeah. I'm like, can you come out of the car? Get out. So then the guy start going, who call you your best friends? Now you're just saving everyone. What does that tell you? The intentions of these guys was not pure. Got this girl out, took her phone. I'm like, hey, Uber guy, where are you? He said, I'm right outside. I take her into the Uber. I sit her into the Uber, put her daily best thingy on, melt on, and I tell the Uber guy, get her to her. I asked her, is the location you've put on your Uber the correct location? Is it like to your house? And she's like, yeah. It's directly to my apartment. I'm like, okay, cool. When you get home, if you can remember, text me. If not, it's fine. She's like, let me give you my number. I'm like, no. I'll give you my number. If you remember, just text me that you've gotten home. And just like that. We just like parted ways, and she went her own way. But like the rest of the way, as I was going into the club, I'm like, damn, this happens so much. True. And there's so many creepy stories about things I've seen at clubs, and I'm just like, yeah, no. So if someone is inebriated, please don't take their contact. Just like look at them, try and protect them if you can, but like don't take advantage of people. It's straight up.
And another scenario we usually pass off as it's cute, it's funny, haha, let's laugh about it.
Yeah.
Is when we even brand girls as, if my bestie needs information about somebody, they'll think I had an internship at the FBI or at the CIA because my creepy stalking skills are A1.
Yeah.
That is not cute.
It's not.
When you know information about a person before they tell you.
Yeah.
That ain't cute. And I found myself in this position where somebody, I liked his pencil. So now we're talking, and then he tells me, I'm going out of town, next week. And I'm like, for your birthday. And then in that moment, I feel like both of us realized we don't know each other long enough to know each other's birthday.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm going out for my birthday. And then it was an awkward pause because
he's trying to remember whether he's giving you this
he's
information.
never given me this information.
And you're trying to pick up how exactly am I going to say
I can tell he has caught onto the fact that, and it was so awkward. And, it just feels weird. Or if you saw something on their social media. So now it feels like you've been stalking somebody.
Yeah.
It's really weird. When I'm having a conversation with somebody and then they tell me, I even saw you cooked mandazi yesterday. That's not cute. What do you mean?
Yeah.
What do you mean I cooked mandazi yesterday? And why are you bringing it up?
Yeah.
I put it on my socials so that people in my social media can interact with that content.
Yeah.
So now when you bring it out in public in front of people, it's like
it gives you the perception that oh my God, Ashley, I put that out on my own.
Yeah.
And literally anyone could have seen it.
Yeah. So that was just very weird. Or
Very weird space.
when I knew this person, he had a daughter.
Yeah.
But he had never told me his daughter's
Oh.
name.
Okay, then. Okay.
But me, like, before when I get to know somebody and I like you, I'll do a deep dive into the social, so that I figure out, do you have a wife, do you have a girlfriend, do you have somebody who thinks they're your wife or girlfriend? This information is good to have so that you don't get attached. Also, that's how I justify it. But if we're being honest, I was just stalking.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to know everything
About
this person.
Yeah.
And that's a form of control, to be honest, because if they're not offering this information, what was the reason? Anyway, we are talking, and then it's like, oh, my daughter is here, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, yeah, say good night to Patricia. And then we paused. Yeah, no, that was interesting. It was an interesting scenario. I knew information he had never offered. Yeah, I could see how he thought I was weird, but I was just invested, bro. And that's the thing is, I'm justifying it and I'm trying to make it funny. But from his point of view, it was an invasion of privacy. It's like this girl. So she has nothing better to do than, go through my socials and everything.
And it also puts you in a headspace of like, how much does she know? There's a weirdness when, and it's the same scenario where it's like you put out the information yourself online, but like it's like sometimes it doesn't click in your head that this is the World Wide Web. Like it's implied world. Like you are putting your stuff out to the world.
Yeah.
That never clicks really.
And when somebody talks about it,
is when you're
like, like if a man came and told me, oh, I saw you went out last night. To me, that would sound like an accusation. That would be like, what do you mean I went out last night? Is there something wrong
with going out?
That's how it would come up. But when I say, oh, I saw you went out, with your boys, it's like, oh my God, it's sounding, oh, she should have with me. Yeah, she stalks my socials. It's cute, it's fun. But if a man was to tell me, I saw you went out.
Well, that's a threat.
I'd be like, and then what? You want to fight me? What's happening?
It's also like, how do you know I went out?
Yeah.
Shit, he knows exactly what time I was out. He knows exactly what club I went to. Now, if they wanted to, they could just track my location, figure out, she's on Wednesday. Sangapi, says ya could be ND.
Speaking of tracking.
Oh no.
Speaking of tracking.
What'd you do?
I'm a tracker. So here's the thing. At the time, our relationship was on the rocks. It was on the pebbles. It was on the gabions. It was really shaky. Yeah. So there's a time he had misplaced his phone, and he used my phone to find his phone. So fast forward to
it's now in Find My.
Yeah. So now fast forward to, it's around 1 a.m., and I don't want to call and ask where are you, like a normal human being. So I was like, it could never hurt.
It's like a quick check.
And like from time to time I would be doing that, and and then I'm like, oh, where are you? And he says he's there. I'm like, oh, I'm very nice. He's not a liar. But still I kept checking up, and I would also counter check. I'm like, oh, where are you? And then he says I'm like, you passed the test, baby. Good boy. So, so this one time, I asked him, where are you? And he says a different location. But my information is giving me excess millionaires. He said he was at the garage. But my information is giving me excess millionaires.
He at the strip club.
So I was like, so did the garage open a stripper franchise? I want to know. Maybe could
have
extended. I remember just how quiet that conversation got, because it was like, wow, what do you mean? So now, it's to cover up my sins. I said, somebody has told me, somebody has seen you at excess millionaires. Now I'm bringing in third party. Those third party. I'm like, somebody has seen you at excess millionaires. Why are you lying to me at the garage? Hey, another time, my God, you know how on social media I have keen eyes. Normally I don't even see anything. Hata nikiingia jikoni natafuta kikombe. It gonna take me a minute.
But social.
I'm on my friends' socials. Insta story. Tell me why I saw my man walking in the background. She was paramulating. I've got 1824. Dorime, exactly. Why is my man stalking in the background? So I call him. I'm like, hey, Bebe, where are you? He's like, can I call it? I'm like, oh, no. So it's like I was looking for a fight, because now I'm waiting for him to give me contradicting wrong information. So then I tell him, you're a liar. Shame on you. I have seen you. I know you can be prosecuted for that. So yeah, that was toxic. So yeah, I have been a stalker.
Yeah.
And it wasn't coming from a nice place. Yeah. It was, that any stalking comes from a nice genuine place.
Yeah.
It was just me being obsessive and me having a need for control.
Yeah.
The only way I felt secure is if I had control over this person. And that's also very toxic.
100%. And sometimes, honestly, as you said, it starts out from a place of good intent, but then it just snowballs. And I feel like, especially when it comes to having access to your partner's phone, honestly, it does come from a good intent. It's like, but then I can do that. But then sometimes you're just like, something, I come through. The devil inaingia, shetani ashindwe. You know that? Because the demon, it wakes up, inakwambia, kwanza umeangalia contact list yake iko na wanawake wangapi.
Exactly.
When they so count.
Umefanya hesabu madam.
Kwanza umeona message ya mwisho. Hizi messages ziko 100.
Fungua.
Umeingia WhatsApp, kuna archive 200. Anafanyanga nini na archive? Ya 200, kwani nafanya kazi archives. Unafungua archives.
The tea is in the groups. The groups are boys. That's where the tea is. Not. Oh, my friend, that's where the tea is, baby. That's where the tea is.
They have suspicious names, for sure. But to be honest,
after seeing in the group your WhatsApp, no. In the group your Instagram. Oh. Your group your Instagram.
Who can you wanna share all of the big batikia?
My friend.
Wait.
Then Sidika anafanya hivi wana
kila mtu ametumaniana. I remember the time you told me about that. We discovered it's like a lingerie shop. Do you remember?
Yes.
And I mentioned it to you. And then somehow it came up in your conversation.
Yes.
The quickness of the identification. Very quickly. It's like, ile ndio napa.
The way we were able to identify that lingerie shop.
Who did what?
That's another thing. You mentioned something in passing. You're my boyfriend. So you're just talking to me, and then you say, even, there's some lingerie I saw. That's how the conversation, came up. Some lingerie I saw. And immediately, I was like, why is your algorithm
giving you lingerie?
Giving you these things?
Algorithm what time? How is that algorithm what? The more you view, the more you see.
Why is your algorithm providing this thing? Then I'm just like, girl, you need to chill,
But at that moment, the demons are telling you, huyu kwanza, who you, emwangalia DM, like that amewatumia hapo request, akiuliza ni pesa ngapi na ni namba tu anataka. The demon, nakwambia.
Ama, mtu wangu anapost picha. Anapost picha huko Instagram, ameng'ara. When you do it and people can't comment in the comment section, it's okay. You're just a girl. But now on his Instagram, umeenda huko, But imetokea tu msema, wow, my person looks very nice. Ukafanya kwa double tap. Ukagonga comments. Ndio pata msichana ameka uko fire emoji. Zimewaka. You think I'm big enough to not comment her extinguishers on her comments? Do you know me?
No.
You think I'm mature?
No. You did not.
Goes forward, anaika moto kwa nini?
Aliweka fire emoji, ukaweka fire extinguisher.
Yes. Washa hiyo moto, huu ni mtu wa mtu. Come on. What's that? And then now, it could be a stranger, because even on my Instagram, a lot of people will comment like love emojis and I'll reply back.
Yeah.
And that is okay. I don't know these people.
Yeah.
But for him, he just felt like she
knows
personally. There's no girls just doing fire emojis on a random person's page. Yeah. Zima your moto. Adam mwanio. Aniweka moto ukawia extinguish. Shifate tena.
Hiyo. Now, speaking of creepy, is it nice? Is it creepy, or is it straight up stalker? I will give a transcription, like a progression of things, and as we go, unaniambia so you're at the club, you're sitting, the waiter comes with a whole bottle of the same thing you're drinking. Alafu anakwambia imetoka kwa ile triple. Okay, is it cute? Is it creepy?
It's cute. I'm outside. People have seen me. They're appreciating my beauty. But as long as the drink is also unopened.
Yes, it's an unopened drink. Need bottle safi.
Yes. And also, they do not accompany the drink. Because that's usually very nice.
Umepatiwa dorime, ukafurahia, hata ukafanya hivi, ukasema, thank you very much. Zote umefanya. Kidogo kidogo. Kambabe. Kamekuta ichileta. Anasema, I hope you're enjoying your drink. And you're having a good time. Unamwambia, yes, I am. Thank you. Still creepy? Is it still nice? Is it still cute? Anakuja tu kusema na hope unajienjoy. Hiyo tu ndio kutamesema.
It's cute, but it is angering me.
Yeah. Kidogo kidogo. Pull up a chair. Ameketi chini. Anaanza kuuliza. And by the way, what is your name? You look very beautiful. How are we? Are we still on cute? Are we getting to creepy? Or are we straight up stalker?
It's not getting creepy because appreciate my beauty from a distance.
My name is Turi. Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Thank you for the drink as well. Nashukuru sana. I really, really do appreciate it. He says, no problem. No problem. Now, I was wondering if I can also, buy your drink another time, or ama tutoke tu hapa tuende mahali pengine. Si joyru bado anakuambia tu, we just go to the next class, gisting. We just go to the next club, or if you're not very comfortable today, just give me your number and then we can look for each other.
It's creepy. I like it.
Unamwambia, hey, boss, I'm actually, in a relationship. I'm happy, I'm okay. I'm not looking to explore. Anakwambia, nakikosana, najua watu wanakosananga. Nipe tu namba, niweke tu kwa simu, ndio ile siku yenye mtaachana. Nikupigie tuongee tuende out.
Namwambia shindo pepo mbaya, tutachana mtu wangu. Tunapendana.
Aanze kuambia, nyinyi mnakuangaje hiyo wasichana? Nyinyi dem mnapendanga tu kuchukua vitu za free lakini hutaki ku-return the favor. Ndio sababu hata ameanza mengi. Go wapi on the reader.
It's now stalking because did I send you, old man? You appreciated my beauty is so shiny. Now you want to gist me because of one bottle. Let it go on the bottle because of a cocktail.
Imagine.
Come on now, shame on you.
You see the progression of how that happened?
Yeah.
It was cute. And it was straight up went to stalker real quick. Because now at this point, you're getting uncomfortable. Your only thought is, I need to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Like the moment you feel like you're making someone feel like they need to exit, you done something wrong.
True. Now that's just the thing. If you're genuinely getting someone something, leave it at that.
Yeah.
You know, and it usually feels so nice when we go out and somebody sends a drink over and you just wave.
Just from a distance.
And that is okay. That
Ukiwa
feels
curious. Nikiwa na washwa nitajileta.
If I like you, if I peeped you, like, oh, very nice, I will come say thank you. Maybe I have a home training.
Yes.
I was raised well. Now I can hope. I would come say, thank you very much for the drink. But if I don't come, and we just wave.
Now you've brought your seat. You're starting to ask the waitress to bring the rest of your stuff. Leta hizo ninakuja sasa kukaa hapa. Now you've come to sit here because of that one small cocktail you said to me.
In a suffocate.
It's usually very uncomfortable. Do you have any other scenario?
No, I feel like we have covered, you know, what is stalking, what is cute, and what is actually creepy.
Yeah.
But I feel like for most women, we get away with a lot of stalkery behavior.
Yes.
Because we brand it as
cute and creepy behavior.
And even when we're called out for it, we're like, oh no, I just really liked her, blah, blah, blah. But if you were put in that position and a man did that to you, that would be horrifying.
It would really
feel so
invade.
It would be so intrusive on your space and everything. So just tone it down and also have shame. Shame stops you.
Small shame.
Have ego. You know, ile najambia mi mtu hawezi niambia no. Mtu hawezi nifanyia hivyo. Kwa small shame. And you'll see how you just don't find yourself in the situations. Or imagine, just put yourself in a situation. Before you call somebody 100 times, imagine as you're calling, they're doing this to their friends. Look at this woman girl. Just plant that scenario before you call somebody. Even double texting, because it's not just calling. Have you ever had somebody just text you every day? Hi. That is very intrusive. So before you send the next hi, just imagine she's in front of you saying, just look at this bastard. He even has a wife. Can I show you his wife? Look at this poor woman.
I call it a reverend so and so. Pastor so and so.
Look at this woman. Her husband is sending me hi every day. Boy, poor woman. Or, you know, the guy is like, look at this babe. She's so beautiful. But she won't stop calling her. I am so tired of her. And she wants, just imagine ule scenario before tumehai tena na utakoma.
Oftentimes, I feel like creating a filter in your head when you're talking to people, when you're trying to tell people something, when you're trying to articulate something, just play it back in your head and ask, if someone said this to me or if someone did this to me, would I be okay with it? You know, would I take offense to it? Would I feel invaded? Would I feel like something has just, no. That filter really helps you a lot.
Yeah.
Why? It stops you from being a stalker.
Yeah. And even as we're going home, I think we mentioned it yesterday, like in passing, because we're very progressive. We're a progressive society. So sometimes the girl will be the one to shoot her shot, or to pursue this, or to make the initial contact. It's cute when you do it like one time. You know, like, hey, hi, I saw you. I'd like to know you better. You know, it's cute when you make that initial contact and you keep it very respectful. But if you're just relentless in pursuing this person, and they're telling you no, and they're showing this interest, and they just don't want to be with you, and because, you know, sometimes it's just a bruised ego. Yeah. You're so hurt by the rejection that you feel the need to, maybe if I relentlessly pursue them,
prove a point.
I'll wear them down and they'll say yes. It ain't cute state.
It's really not.
Stop going to the ends of the earth for people who are just clearly showing you that they're not interested.
Absolutely. Read the room, take the cues, like be, and instant gratification. Instant gratification, which is what we said at the beginning. You don't have to always get what you want, the way you want it, when you want it, and ultimately because you want it now, you should get it. Instant gratification will be the peril of humanity, because a lot of us make decisions for just that. The moment you start to regulate your need for instant gratification, it will really help you with like trying to figure out where to draw a line. If you look at someone and honestly it was a flirty look, it's just like, hey, and they look at you with like a, oh,
Keep it moving.
just keep it moving. Don't immediately go on defense like, I don't know, what?
When somebody says no, don't call them a fat bitch.
No ass having.
You know,
But till today, I'm still mad at you.
What?
Saying it's like a bitch with no ass, you like that shit. Big way.
what do you mean nimekataa kuingia box wananiambia sina haga? What's that got to do with anything? Na ningeingia box.
Hauko umeona?
How come when I haga? How come
I
the
go
lack
busy.
of guys? You
We
do
laughed
too much.
it off. Laughed my ass off. I laughed so hard. Came off. What do you?
And I never really understood it, or when guys call you, you're working somewhere,
Yeah.
and they're like, hey, madam, she says, and then you just keep it moving, and they're like, who's ata unakaa kama jogo, and I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? Ata ujanangana, ata ujabango za mtumba.
Hey.
What do you mean? So
Sikuwa naongelesha wewe mama, nilikuwa naongelesha ule sister. For what?
So why were you calling me in the first place, uncle? Wait, it's very traumatizing,
It really is. Yeah. It leaves you with that pain in your chest.
So if you're rejected,
Take it.
take your L and keep it moving. Accept it, and acceptance is the most difficult part.
This is.
Accept your L. Niambie, wow, game is game. That was very nice. Thank you, and keep it moving. Because it is difficult.
It really is. We've been rejected.
Oh,
Outrightly. Sure. It's not. It's painful. Anyway, that was our show. Please give us a few more scenarios that you think are creepy or a nice thing or a cute thing that started off cute, then progressed to being stalker on the comment section. Or you can hit us up on our social media handles at 2baddies.ke.
True that.
Yeah, and until next week, same time, same place.
Bye.